You can go now.
Why can't I? Okay. So
Let me check it. Yeah, yeah.
you're good, yeah, you're good, you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow me on Twitch as well, no? So TJ Rockstar, man. I'm streaming right now,
I'm
but
not on
just
Twitch,
for
actually at all.
oh, you're not on Twitch, yeah. But I used to game and shit, but I don't game anymore. But yeah.
Mm.
So now the study was done. So basically, they told men and women watch this thing. This like they watch like people have like having sex, like so they watch heterosexual sex, they watched
Mm-hmm.
homosexual, and they watch like animal porn and shit like that, and like different types of sex and stuff. Yeah. So they told the men and women to watch this, and both of them were holding buttons, right? Both of them were holding like buttons. So they told them to press the button if they liked what they saw, if they were attracted to what they saw, right? And they also connected stuff to their genitals. Now let's to the genitals. Now let's take anything because Uzom, you said something yesterday about that thing might have been affected. Just don't think about like
No, we'll just start off the question. Like leave what we said
Yeah.
yesterday. Like this is the argument.
Yeah, so the thing connected to their genital doesn't shock or anything. It doesn't like shock them or like it's just they
I
don't
know,
even
I know how those tests go.
yeah, you know how to test. Okay, so they connected. So in the cases of the men, when they were watching heterosexual sex and like stuff like that, they pressed the button and they were aroused when they pressed the button. So they pressed the button showing that they liked it, and they were also aroused by it, by their actions, by the genitals, like getting aroused. But in cases of the women for homosexual sex, like lesbian sex and like animal sex and stuff like that, press the button when they watch that stuff.
Animal.
Also,
Is it like
sorry, they press the button when they. Sorry, I mixed it up
No,
yesterday.
yeah, just say it again.
Yeah, they pressed the button when they saw heterosexual sex. Do you understand? So they pressed the button when they saw like the normal stuff, like what you'd be attracted to as a woman, like man and woman. But their genitals got aroused by when they were watching the other ones, the animal sex and the other stuff. So the conclusion from this thesis was that
Wait, I have a question. By animal sex, do you mean people having sex with animals? Or do you
no
mean
animals
having-
like monkeys, like just normal animals. So the conclusion was that Uzom, I think you said what you said yesterday because I mixed it up. I said they got aroused by the other one, but they got aroused by they clicked the button on heterosexual sex, but they got aroused by the lesbian and the animal stuff, right? So the conclusion was that women don't really they say something, but they mean something else, right? That was the conclusion from the thing. But what Uzom said, which is also another conclusion that you won't actually see, is that they say something, like they say something, but they're trying to go with what society wants. Do you understand?
Yes.
So there are two different conclusions. I mean, it's the same conclusion, but it can be looked at in two different
It is the
lights.
same conclusion from two different lenses.
It's actually the same conclusion.
Let me say something. Like the question TJ was trying to pose, because he brought up, we were having an argument and he brought up the statistics saying, showing that this statistics proves his statement. His statement was women, they don't know what they want, right? Meaning they say something and want something else, right? They say they like feminine men, but anytime a man comes or cries to them, they call the guy crybaby or like something.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that was
This is
TJ's
something
argument that the statistics showed this, and I asked him how was this statistic carried out and all this, and he told me this stuff is now describing to you that they place stuff here and there, and I told him that what if, and I asked him, were they told that this is why they are getting into that place, like this is why they are putting stuff on their body? Were they told they are trying to test if they can make accurate decisions, and like they're trying to test like how they are?
Sorry to cut you. They were not told that.
Exactly. You told me they were not told, which is I'm still talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said they were not told, and I told him, okay, since they were not told, meaning these women were, they didn't know what was going on. They were acting most likely naturally. But I told him it won't be natural if they are kept in a room with them obviously knowing they are being tested for something. So they will be, and they can be, it's possible for them to pretend still, like to go with what society wants to hear or see, like because they were shown some images about monkeys and some stuff like some, I don't know how TJ describes it, but he described that part to you get. So the question here is, TJ say the question, like I think.
So the question now is, does this does
Are
this
you saying
test
is the statistic? Are you say?
yeah
Yeah.
does this test prove that can the conclusion derived from this test be that women say something but actually get aroused by something else, or is it that they're just saying something based on what we want society to hear?
I think the
You understand what
better
I'm saying?
question. I think the better question here is these statistics we looked at. Is it safe to conclude only one, to have only one conclusion from it, or can this statistic also be as a result of something else? You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of what you
And I
said.
said my own agree. As I said, like I agree to what the statistics said that women are
We
aroused
both
by
did
different
agree. You know, we
things.
both
Yeah, we both
agreed.
did that.
We
Yeah,
both
we both
agreed
agree.
to that. But I now said, what if these women made that decision based on society? Because TJ was like, it's a natural sin, and I was like, it's not natural because things are on them. They came into a room to get tested or to do a survey or something, and they know they are being tested. You get me? That alone is a factor of like, so that alone is not natural. You get me? So it's possible that you know they still made decisions based off societal like values and what society wants to see. So
So
yeah,
I want to say something now. Like I want to say something. So can we all agree, Sha, that you know that women say something and get turned on by something else in certain situations? Can we all agree to that?
I won't say I'll agree to that. That's exactly where the disconnect was. I won't agree to that. Yeah, that's the
Okay, no,
disconnect.
but you just said earlier that oh they'll say they like feminine men and
No,
like
I said the
result
statistics. I can agree from what the statistics is showing
statistics
that
thing.
we can
But statistics are
conclude with what we are seeing now. Statistics is a test, right? But what I'm
yeah.
saying is there are other factors to that test that we are not
Yeah,
considering.
no, but I'm talking
But
about
we can. That's a
no,
conclusion we
yeah, I'm
can
talking
draw.
about when there's no test. For
You
instance, in
can't.
this
If
feminine
there's
men,
no test, how would you know? Where is the
okay,
statistics?
now hold on. That's what I'm saying. You will know based on the generalities, the majorities.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, for instance, in this feminine men situation, you're saying they like feminine men, but if men come to them crying, and most women, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking to most women,
Mm.
they would laugh. Now, this way, now this, hold on. This is what we're going to do a study of like female nature in terms of like the upfronts and the behind the scenes. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
So I'm
before we
going to.
go ahead, do you have any experience with what you're trying to say? Like, was there a situation where you cried to any woman and you got that result? I want to ask you personally.
Ask this guy because I
No,
don't. You know me. You know
no,
I
no,
don't have
your
any
mom, even
girlfriend.
your mom. No, 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 your mom is a woman.
Uh, I would say
Like your mom,
actually,
your sister.
let me give you an experience. I have an experience, right? That's a good
No,
question.
like,
Zone.
no, you have a bunch of experience with your mom.
Yes,
Like,
yes, yes. I have an
majority of
experience.
the
I want to give you the
time.
experience. So an experience
Okay.
I have is anecdotal experience, right? So, um,
Wait,
my
don't give us the
sister.
extreme one. Wait, so I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm just saying, like, the question I'm asking you right now, out of all
Oh, yes,
the
yes. I have
general,
experience.
yeah, the all the experiences you have, every
Yes,
time you went to your sister or your mom to
yes.
bring up something emotional, right? Like you had an
Mm-hmm.
emotional, something we're dealing with. How did they respond? Did they help or did they not help? Like when I'm saying not help,
They
did
did not help.
they laugh ahead? Did they laugh? No, did they laugh at you for being a pussy, or did they try to understand you and at least help in a way to like suit down the pain?
In terms of, and again, there are other independence, or sorry, there are other variables that come into factor
Yeah,
here.
but just
So
like
in terms
just
of
try to keep
age
all those ones at
and in
just
terms, like for instance, my
keep.
mom is older and my sister is younger, for
Mhm.
instance, right?
Mhm.
My mom has gone through a lot, my sister has not gone through a lot. So
Mhm.
I know these are other variables you can say, but in
So
terms
now
of,
give us the example you want to give.
so in terms of my mom, for instance, my mom will be more caring because she's my mom and she gave birth to me, and she's a bit more like grown, and she gave birth to me, so, and she has this motherly kind of thing. She has a child. There's connection. When it comes to my sister will be a bit different slightly because she's younger and she took the situations differently because of the fact that I'll say age came into factor there. But in general, both of them really like wanted something. Do you understand? They really wanted me to be more masculine in that situation. I'll give you a
So
situation.
now,
I'll give
yeah,
you an
you have to
example.
give us this situation and
So now, for instance, my sister, like I remember, like I've cried with my sister before. Like again, I don't care. Like men don't cry, I don't
normal,
care.
normal.
But
Nothing like men don't
like
cry. Just carry on.
yeah, I know. But like I'm an emotional guy, but I regret this. I'll tell you guys why I regret this because I actually didn't know what I was doing, and it's not until you grow and study women and do your statistics and shit that you
Yeah.
understand.
So say.
So I cried. Like I was talking to her, we're talking and everything, and then she started crying, right? Started crying first. Oh no, sorry, I started crying first actually. I don't want to sound.
Mhm.
I don't want to sound anything. I started
You
crying
already
first, right?
failed. Well, carry on. Carry
Started
on.
crying first, right?
Dinner
But
man.
she was not like,
I
oh, are
should
you
have all
crying?
these emotes Myron plays on my phone so
Yeah,
that
you
I'll
actually
play
should.
it.
Yeah, I won't lie.
I should.
You should actually have. But anyways, when I started crying, she started crying, and then nothing. There was no conclusion, right? So her cry in that situation for you, you can say, okay, she was crying because she was trying to sympathize with me, like empathize and everything. But
No, why
that
did you
doesn't.
cry? Is the question. We need to know why. That's very important. What made you
Ah, okay,
cry?
okay.
It,
So it was just bro, it's just a lot of personal stuff. Like, do you get me? Like, it was just like personal stuff.
that's the problem
Why
with
you
this
ask?
example. The problem with the example is we also need to know this context because there are contexts where you could like it's just like
Okay,
you
why
went
did I
outside
cry?
and
Okay,
your
okay.
friend. You
Well,
know, some people
you
like
just
in
okay. I'll
school.
be
Let me give you one
I'll be
example.
the study.
In
Okay, I'll be the
school,
study.
in school, right? There are some kids you just say you're a fool and they'll start crying. You get me?
Exactly.
You're a fool, and so you need to give us context. Like you tell, like you actually need to give us
Context is
context.
just the context is just I'm trying to remember now.
Because if I don't
It's
see
just
anyone
hold on. The
supporting
context is
that
me
nonsense.
stating my own experiences and saying like I've not been there enough. Like I couldn't help her in certain situations where I wanted to help her. And me crying was me coming from that kind of spot. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Help her in what? I know this is, bro. I think this thing you don't want to hear. It's clear you don't want to reveal.
No,
Some
no, no.
stuff.
I want to say it. Like, I'm
But
saying it like I didn't want to help
you're
her in
actually
certain situations.
sugarcoating it. I'm being honest with you.
Okay, okay, hold on,
you're
hold on, hold on,
sugarcoating
hold
it a
on.
lot.
So, hold on.
I know you feel cringe. I know it's the past. I will still say my experience. No, so still say his experience. It's going to
Yeah,
be.
hold on.
It's
That's what
going
I'm
to be
saying. Hold
well.
on, hold on. Just let me talk.
Just be
So,
more free, bro.
I was like talking to her and saying like, oh, the situations. Oh, guys, stop smiling. I can't even look at you, man.
I'm not-
Actually, I can't
This
look
is why
at you
you're a
at all.
dinner man.
But,
Oh
but so
god.
basically, it's me saying stuff like, oh, like we're talking about our life and everything because I was in Spain at this time I told you, and I was kind of like sharing my life history with her and saying, oh, I've not been there enough as a brother, like sometimes, right? The times where like I wanted to like be manly enough, but I couldn't. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then I just started crying. The reason I was crying is based on my own life and my own life history of not being able to be that rock for her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Rock in
I'm not
what
sugarcoating it.
sense?
Rock in the sense of like her being like me
You
being
wanted to be her boyfriend. You wanted to be your sister's
no,
boyfriend.
not being a boyfriend, bro. Like
You need
yeah,
to
like,
explain. You need to explain.
so being the rock in terms of like her being able to like come to me as a brother and tell me stuff. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay, so you've been pushing her away. Is that what you're saying? I'm just honestly, I'm trying to just understand what you're saying.
Kind of, yeah.
So okay, you
Kind
were
of,
pushing
something
her.
like that,
You were
something
pushing her. You were the one
something like
pushing
that.
her away, and you're now crying that you pushed her away, basically. Why wouldn't she laugh at you? Or what help would she give you in that
She
situation?
didn't laugh. She didn't laugh. That's
But
I'm
what
saying.
help would she? What help would they?
Let's just honestly, let's get out of it because this is just pointless. Because I want
No, we need to sit down. This is why I don't take like red pill advice, because most of these situations, they are probably the ones at fault. You decided to push this woman away. Now you're crying.
No,
You're
hold
crying.
on, hold on. Like I'm not pushing her away or anything. What I'm saying is, I'm not there. Like I wasn't.
You decided not to be there.
Hold on. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. But it's based on my own like considering. I was more considerate on my own like emotions than being logical. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get.
Yeah,
What,
that being
I get what made you cry. I'm now answering based on the woman can't do anything in that situation. That situation is you. It's your life. That's what I'm telling you. It's your own life. Like you were not doing things you normally should do as a man. Meaning, you were
Exactly.
meant to cater more for your
But
family
what I'm
and
saying
stuff
is
like
that in those situations, right? In those situations,
what can they do?
hold on. In
What-
that situation, she started crying. That's my own. That's
She
the
will
reaction
cry.
because you're
If
saying
you
laughing.
cry, she will
Yeah,
cry.
that's the reaction. Exactly.
They are more
And
emotional.
Let me
than
give you.
we are.
Let me give you another
So
situation.
in that situation, I think that is a problem from you. If I'm being honest, you were more of a feminine man. That's
Exactly,
why
true,
you were
true.
crying to her. Meaning you were crying to not this. There's a difference if you're crying to her that you lost your friend.
I wasn't crying to her. I was crying.
You were crying. You
Yeah.
called her and you
Because of
cried.
her.
Abi?
Exactly.
No problem.
Yeah.
You were not crying to her. No problem. No problem. I mean that's what you want to hear. No problem. So no.
Ah.
Nah, this guy thinks it's funny. I think it's funny. But no problem. You were not crying to her. I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm trying to just clarify something right now. You
Clarity.
had issues you yourself you were facing, right? And
Okay.
this
So how is
issues,
it related to what we're talking about? Like,
no, now
just
I'm trying to relate
okay,
it
okay,
now.
okay, okay.
You told me you called her to, in that situation, these are problems she can, like, this is some personal stuff that you yourself have to fix. You get me?
Okay.
Let me not lie, I kind of lost the bearing of where I was going with that one.
Exactly, because I don't understand what
You
you're
know,
saying.
you because of your interjections, I actually lost. I was going somewhere. I had a clear path where I was going. Like, you gave me the story. I already picked out everything. I was going to give it to you. Then you just kept interjecting, and I forgot. But from the story, let me just go back to the story. You called her.
You call me
You
one
got
second.
emotional. You got emotional. You started crying, and she started crying with you because she's a girl, and girls are very empathetic most of the
Very
time.
receptive. Yeah.
Exactly. So, what can she do but cry? You get, that's all she can do in that situation. But
I mean, she
you
could laugh.
crying ahead, this is the problem. You crying over such a because that is such a little matter now that you cannot, especially when you decided not to call her. You decided not to call her, you decided not to be there for her. Then you are now
Yeah.
crying. That is way ahead. The comparison I wanted to give was, if you are crying over the loss of a friend, like you lost a friend, right? It's a very different scenario. Like, oh, your friend died, and you can always cry to cry to your mom over that, like, bro, like, how can he go, how can he this. Yes, you need someone to cry to, whether you're crying to your guy or your mom. That is totally understandable.
Yeah.
And no woman will laugh at you in that situation. You should tell, if you told me that you lost a friend, or
Okay, so let's just go back to the
hold on,
original point.
I finally found my bearing. If you told me you lost
Okay.
a friend, or you lost your job, so you can't afford to pay for your bills, and you tried your best to keep it, and they kicked you out regardless and stuff like that, a woman will not start laughing at you for being a crybaby. It's when someone calls you a fool, or what your guy looked at you and laughed, then you now called her, you now started crying, that look at what this guy told me, how can he say my head is this big, all this kind of stuff. You get me? That's a very different scenario. She would laugh at you. Like, if she doesn't laugh at you, she's not doing her work as a woman, because if she laughs at you, push yourself to become stronger in that aspect. In that scenario, she should laugh at you. So
Okay, so back
that's
to the
fine.
point, right? So my point is, in terms of this study that was done, right? Of the, as I said, I'm going to play a video now, and we're going to do some analysis based on the conclusion derived from this test, right? So the conclusion derived from this test was that
No, I
women
think before we get
don't
into
really
that,
wait,
you
hold
actually
on.
allow us
Women
to
really
speak
know
on
what
the
they want.
topic.
Women don't
No,
really
we
know what
jumped
they
out
want.
of the topic. We were talking
What
about one
topic?
thing already. The conversation we had, you gave a description, right? And you told him about women not, like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the conclusion from the conversation.
Okay, speak. I'll just be quiet then.
Like, just yeah.
Because we need to
So
let it go around. I've noticed it's not going around. That's what I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying now. Like,
It's not
hold
going
on.
around.
So what I'm going to play a video now, and we're going to see, based on this conclusion, all right, does the conclusion justify? Like, we're going to analyze the video, right? Because yesterday I was so tired, I didn't know what the hell was going on. We're going to analyze, because we know. So, for instance, it has been said that, for instance, women say they don't like men cheating, right? But in most cases, in most
We accommodate
scenarios,
cheating men.
yes, they
Yes.
accommodate cheating men. So does that justify the fact that they say one thing but they mean something else? Or does that justify the fact that they are saying something based on just because they want everyone to hear what is good? You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let
Okay,
me
so I'm
speak first, because. Or who's speaking first? Because I will speak first, like, on that question.
No, I'm going to
I'm
play
watching the
video.
video first.
Yeah,
and then-
we're going to analyze the video, like, and
Okay, you have the video here.
yeah, but
Yes.
we're doing the video based on the thesis, right?
So you're going to share your.
I'm going to share my screen.
Share
Hold on.
screen, yeah.
Give me a second. Let me play the video here.
your
But you guys, what? So we all agree. I mean, Uzom, what were you saying? For me, I agree to that. I agree to that
Play the
conclusion.
video first. We have to watch the video, right? Or is it the
Yeah,
video
hold
we've watched before together? Is that what you're saying?
Wait, no.
If it's a video
Bro.
we watched together, we'll still watch it again then. I still have my
Uh,
own. I'm not changing any size. Like, I'm just making sure we're all together and synchronous in this podcast. Holy. Because
Holy
to
smokes.
me, a woman is far more spiritual than a guy. So I don't see a woman laughing at you in a situation where like you lost your father or something, or this is something that is life threatening. This is something that is a
Yeah.
big deal to you. In the sense, not like a big deal like you could not fulfill some basic, like these are duties, like you told me, like from what you said in that story, that this
I can't find the video because I changed
Who's
my
my power
YouTube
bank?
stuff.
Oh.
Like
Did
I,
you make a
I told you I
YouTube
made a
history?
YouTube. Yeah, I made a YouTube this thing now.
channel.
I
Just
didn't
switch
know that if you
switch
make,
back now,
I didn't
switch
know
back.
if you make, no, if you make a YouTube channel, like your
Mm.
everything changes. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand
but
what I'm saying?
switch, if you switch back, you
No,
see your
no, that's if you
history.
use the. Yeah, yeah, you can switch back. Your
Switch
Oh, I can
back.
YouTube
switch
channel
back.
is
Yeah,
still.
switch
Oh,
back, you
oh,
see your
oh.
Yeah.
history. This guy,
How
I
do you
don't know
switch
where
back?
you've been, oh.
Everyone has a channel. They just don't use it. Like as long as you
Yeah,
have a YouTube account,
Oh,
you have a
oh,
channel.
oh, oh. So how do I switch back? Like,
just switch
oh,
back
switch
your Google
accounts. Yeah,
account.
yeah, yeah.
No, you should not be here, oh.
I actually don't
You
know
should
that, bro.
not
I
be
swear.
here, oh. You're wasting money in
What?
school. Ah,
Let me get my power bank.
yeah, but let
No
me quickly
problem.
get water while you get that.
Yeah, let me see my father video. 1 second. Was it today or yesterday? We watched it yesterday. Bro. We watched it yesterday, right? Yeah, it was yesterday. Yesterday.
Is that night? It's her. Oh no.
I won't lie. Yeah, there we go. So, how many videos did I watch? Jeez.
In one day.
Guy, yesterday, I just YouTube, man. That was all I did yesterday. And today is just kind of like the same. Alright, so this video, we're going to analyze not just the words they say, but their actions as well. Which, this is the hard part about psychology, because actions can be based on one's own like actions, right? How someone actually acts and how you perceive how they act, right? But we're
Yes,
judging
sure.
it based on our perceptions of their actions, based on our own humanity.
Our own
Based,
biases. So
yeah,
yeah.
and also based on what we know about human actions. I mean, we're not anthropologists, or like we're not biologists in that sense, but we can deduce something to a certain degree based on like, okay, so
Experience and other
exactly
things.
experience and like just being human. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. Just tell me if you can see the video, Sha.
Yeah,
You can see me and the video,
just
yeah.
watch. Yeah, the video. And then watch.
Wait, can you hear
Yeah.
the video? You can hear the video, yeah? Can you hear the
Hear
video?
you. I cannot hear the video right now. No. I can hear it, but it's very low, increasing.
Can you hear now?
Still low. Like I can hear it. It's very low. Okay, yes, now I can hear it well. It's either her voice is low or the video is low.
Wait, just stop talking, yeah. Was it loud or was it loud?
I could hear this woman properly, but that first
Okay,
woman.
yeah, I think that first one was low, okay. Alright, if I make it full screen, hold on.
Oh, this phone is not standing upright. I got the gimbal. Wait.
Well, guys, it's nice having you, man. Oh, it's nice having this conversation, bro.
Wait. Oh, it's stable now. Okay.
You're using your phone. What are you doing, bro?
I am, because I don't have my laptop with me now.
Why do you sound like? Did you go to America? Like, why is your voice like that or something?
No,
Like,
no.
is that like your English voice?
Yes,
Your
this is
English
my
voice.
English,
I like
It's
that.
very.
This guy sounds like a bimbo.
Englishized.
Well, more.
He's been converted.
It's how I get my clients, you know me. So
Customers.
G boy.
Alright, so I'm gonna play the video.
What?
This human.
What was
So that's what. So today.
Okay, so the question is, again,
Yes.
just a couple of things we have to take into consideration. So the question is, oh sorry, just write this down or have this in your mind. That the conclusion is that from the test is that women say something but mean something else or are aroused by something else. Just have that behind your mind. And we're going to analyze that based on this video and so there we go.
Today's topic is we are talking about cheating. I wanted to go around. Have you ever been cheated on, and how did you find out?
Yeah, I've been cheated on. I've had 2 boyfriends and they've both cheated on me. I think the first time I found out was through my friend. She found some messages and sent them to me. And the second time, a video of my boyfriend actually got put on YouTube of him on FaceTime to another girl doing not so good things.
What?
So I found the video on YouTube.
How did you? Like,
That
how
guy's a
how was
fool.
he filmed?
Okay,
Like,
I
he
want to
filmed
pause it now. I don't know if you guys, Uzom and I, like Uzom, like we're both deep thinkers. Like, no, so I know you're a deep thinker as well.
So he's a deep,
In the mind,
deep
obviously, in the
thinker.
mind. But
Deep web boys.
the reason I paused it now is because I'm analyzing her. I don't know. I've started like analyzing people's actions. I don't know if you guys did it, but like how people their facial expressions, their body language, and everything. So if we look at her, like, why is she smiling that her boyfriend cheated? What are the possible reasons? Is it because it's funny?
Well, one reason. No,
Okay,
it wouldn't be
give me possible reasons.
because laughter. Laughter is, I think the most likely reason is because laughter is a nervous reaction, and she is
Precisely.
somewhat anxious about that fact
Precisely.
and about publicly stating and admitting that to other people and also to herself.
Just the way you were laughing
It's like the
when you
same
were saying
reason,
something,
like,
yeah, TJ.
why do people laugh at when they talk about them doing stupid things? It's not because they find it funny, it's because they're actually quite anxious in that situation. So
Okay, so you're saying that you're deducing that she's
That was
quite
one
anxious.
possibility.
she's uncomfortable. Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
her
she's
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. That's
so
one-
She needs to release tension.
That's one assumption. You know, that's only one
It's an
assumption.
assumption,
You know, right?
of
That's,
course.
yes,
Like, we
yes.
can
That's an
never be
assumption.
100% sure it's an assumption.
So I found the video on YouTube.
How did you? How was he filmed? Like, who filmed
Why are
it?
you eating there?
It was like someone screen recorded the FaceTime call, and I got a message on Instagram, and
bread,
this
my
woman
guy.
basically said, like, if you
Raw
don't
bread.
give me money, I'm gonna
Oh,
post
yeah.
it. I was like,
Yeah.
go ahead and post it.
Okay, now so
I
he's
said,
eating
"If
pen.
you
Me, I'm
cheat
eating
on
cake.
I'm not gonna help him.
Yeah.
Is he famous? Why did they put him on YouTube?
I think she just wanted like attention, but it got taken down anyway. So
So the part I'm just waiting to get to like the third or fourth woman. That's the part we're going to analyze properly. But let's just watch this part.
What was he doing on there?
well, you know when you go on FaceTime, sometimes like guys go on FaceTime to a girl, and they'll
Well, he pulled out his
You know,
schlong.
you know.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he was having phone sex with this girl.
Oh, what is he? Is he a grower or a shower?
Neither. He said he was a grower, but no, that's a lie.
Wow. That is
Wow.
crazy.
It's wild.
I might as well continue going around. Yeah.
So I've been cheated on before, once to my knowledge. And basically it was a long time ago, but I found
Okay,
out
now
a few
I want to
years
pause
later.
it, guys. Why do you think she said "to my knowledge"? Let's analyze that. Is it that? I mean, obviously, to my knowledge. Okay, I know it's very straightforward, but let's analyze it. So we know that she doesn't know. She doesn't know
Yeah.
if she's been cheating on before. But why does she include that? Is it that she's accommodating of the
Because-
fact that?
No, maybe the way, and I've obviously not seen the video before, but I would assume that the way that she found out
Because I
about the
started
first one,
dating
the time
without
that,
knowing again.
Is it that video is playing? Okay. The way
No,
that
no,
she
no,
found out
no.
about the time that she got cheated probably was quite shocking. Like she didn't see it coming. And because of that, she has like this distrust and this expectation that, okay, if I was so naive the first time, what really makes it that likely that it's not happening now or it's not happening more than
To my
once?
knowledge, yeah. To my knowledge, okay.
Yeah.
That's one assumption. Another. Uzom, you're muted. You're muted.
You're
You're muted.
muted.
Something, I have the fancy mic, so I just tap. So something I had to. That was uncalled for. But something.
I'll be silly.
Alright. Something I wanted to say about, because today I was reading some psychology textbook because I'm preparing for test. If not, I'll not go to study. But something I had to come to.
Oh, it's actually like related to your school. I thought you were just reading it because of it.
Am I normal? How would I do that? So like something I realized very lately, because this happened to me. This because I've been meeting people, and you know I already have met girls in Nigeria, and also I already have this, I'll call it stereotype in my head, right? That makes me, because it's normal for every human being, we have experiences, right? So it would be stupid for you to not look back on your experiences and make a, a rational
Assumptions or
judgment
educated
or assumption.
guesses.
It
Yeah.
would be stupid.
Yeah.
You get me? So, but I think I kind of started doing that a little too much, that I didn't give a room for a possibility of, it being something
An
else.
exception
You
or
get.
differences.
So the thing about, having these stereotypes, is good to have it, but you also should let somebody, speak. You should try to get more from that person than assuming. That's why I'm saying communication and all this, because all this, trying to understand what she's trying to mean from saying something, I don't really see it as very effective, especially when, most of the time.
Yeah, I mean this part. Yeah, I get what you're saying. This part of the arguments. I'm just
I'm just
trying
saying,
to
like,
be
even
deep.
as much as you can assume,
You will never
like,
know.
you
I
will
know.
never
but
know.
Assuming is just for the
Like, you
for the
can
point of
have,
this
you
one.
can say,
Let's
okay,
assume.
yes, this might happen 80% of the time, but you will never be 100% sure. And the fact that you cannot be 100% sure means you should always, consider the second party and ask questions if you're not clear. You
Yeah.
get me? It's not like trying to be God. You're not God. But carry on, man.
But I found out 2 years later because I started dating without knowing again one of his friends, and then his friend told me, "Oh, by the way, 3 years ago,
What?
my
Wait,
man was
wait.
cheating."
What was the reason?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What's the point?
Crazy.
And you're not with that guy no more, are you?
Let the
Nah,
guy
nah.
went to
Yes,
his
he's a
friend. What
pussy.
did you expect?
What's the point?
Yeah, like what's the point?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did he
Obviously,
like
by
you?
that time, I didn't care, but
What's the point?
Maybe he
Yeah.
liked you.
Maybe if we would make him look better or something.
yeah, probably.
No,
I mean,
but
it did to
Would
be
you
fair.
girls?
but-
Would you girls respect a man that does that?
No way.
no.
No way.
No.
Shows he's not loyal.
I mean, I won't even respect a girl doing that. Do you get what I mean? Like, I
What
would
comes to you as a woman?
not even that. Like, if my friend cheated on a guy and then he was then dating me, I wouldn't be talking about her. Especially at the time, if I didn't tell him. Why am I telling him after?
Yeah.
You wouldn't really be dating him anyway.
I wouldn't
like,
date him, but just
that
say
was
even if
your
it was,
friend, yeah.
even if by coincidence I didn't know that was her man and he was to come in my life, I wouldn't then. Because if I didn't tell him then, why would I tell him now? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no point fetching up the past.
Yeah, I kind of wish he didn't, because I just got hurt for no reason, basically. But
You
it
didn't
is
hurt
what it
me.
is. Charge it.
But she said she didn't care.
Did you break up with him immediately?
Yeah. Okay. So what do you say? She
Well,
said
I
she didn't
wasn't-
care. Did
She
she?
said she didn't care, but now she says she was hurt for no reason. It's
Yeah. So what
strange
does
that
that
she doesn't
mean?
realize
Yeah.
that.
She's,
Yeah.
of course,
Anyhow,
I'm
let's
not
go on.
saying she
Yeah,
didn't
that's
care. She's
straightforward
just saying
now,
she didn't
like,
care, but she
She
clearly
clearly
cared.
did care, but she just said
Yeah.
like that's for the secret.
Him anyway.
Oh.
Like, I found out 3 years later. So I wasn't even with him. It's such a weird one.
But
So yeah.
my point is that she's saying she didn't care for a reason. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like if you
It's
go
a defense
deeper,
mechanism now.
exactly, defense mechanism to
Yeah.
show that
She's a strong
he's
woman.
not.
It's like a
Yeah,
show of
it's-
strength
Yeah.
to
But that point is now correlated with Uzom's points and the point that is what society appreciates of someone. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, you are saying that for a purpose. Like you're saying that obviously is to, but you're also saying that to show, like other people analyzing you and listening to you that nothing stops you. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's also a factor in there.
It's good that you found out later.
Yeah, I mean, it's less heartbreaking in that sense, but it still hurts. Like, oh, okay then.
You
It's
just
all
don't really
fake.
need to know.
Yeah, like I'd rather have not known. That's the truth. I was fine, but it is what it is.
Okay, go
That's
ahead.
crazy. Damn. Yes, I have been cheated on before. I just had that instinct, to be honest. I just went through his phone. I literally just went on his
Wait.
phone and I saw everything I needed to see.
When you seek, you shall find, innit?
Yeah, that's what a guy told me. A guy told me if you look at any time, you'll always find something you have an issue with.
I don't think you will. No, but I just got handed the phone and it
I
was
had-
right
even
in
if it's
front of
innocent.
me. It was right in front of me.
Hold on.
So it's like I was like, oh.
Okay, so this is part
What did
yesterday.
you? What did you?
Like, okay, wait, hold on.
find?
A lot of messages.
Okay, he was like.
What are you
DMing
doing for
other girls.
Valentine's Day? I'm going to take you out. I'm like, so you go with that bitch over there. Okay, have fun. That was literally how it was.
Did you dump him right away, or did you stay with him for a little bit? For how long?
That's it.
It's always the way. It
Yes,
always
like
like,
every
Every
girl
girl to stop.
For 4 more months, and then did he cheat?
Did you hear what she said? Yeah. Did you guys hear what the other girl said? What, like she said, every girl does that. So when like obviously she's stating a fact that okay, from her experience, again, maybe from her experience, every girl is based on what she has seen, that every girl stays with a guy that cheated on her. But that fact now, yeah,
Okay,
the reverse
but
isn't the case. Do you understand? Now let's analyze that.
no, yeah,
This
I want to say
story.
something real quick because she didn't know this guy was a cheater, right? Of course. So she went into the relationship expecting this guy to be loyal, of course. And in that moment, she didn't know the guy was cheating, right? So when she realized this guy was cheating, there is still this bond, there is still this connection, right? And also she told me, because if you when we continue playing this video, you realize that was like she just had like this, she saw something, or she saw a pattern that was becoming too fishy. So she kind of started suspecting like this guy was cheating. Not like she was 100% sure she was. She was kind of giving this guy like room to observe and make sure she's making the right decision before she gets out of that relationship. I don't believe she knew this guy was 100% cheating with her.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that like I'm not going to go back a bit. Just listen to what this other girl said. Like so she said. This girl said.
You said that's what every girl does. No, I heard that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it looks like.
It's always the way.
Pause. Like I said, you can make a conclusion out of anything. She concluded that is what every girl does because.
But that conclusion must be based on something.
That is what every girl does. In what context aspect? Are you saying girls like staying with men that cheat? Girls like
No, not in the simplest form. She said it from some. My point is that she said that's what every girl does from either experience or she's making it up. Those are the two possibilities, right?
From either experience or like the girl she's interacted with. Like maybe she's a podcaster, so she has interviewed so many girls. So maybe
that's experience.
Yeah.
That's experience.
Okay, that's experience.
Oh, sorry, no.
That's not her personal experience, but that's experience.
That's experience. I get what you're saying.
I also get you. So that's what I'm saying because it's not a thing of it's what she can deduce from what she can see on surface level. But why this girl stayed might be very, very different from just the fact that they don't like men that cheat in that sense. But because of this attachment, I feel it's because of some certain attachments, some certain other factors. They stay.
Okay.
You get. That's why I feel. I don't feel it's because
I get what you're saying. I don't
feel it's my man is cheating. Let me stay. No.
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. No.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that obviously all these other factors you're saying come into play into the fact that this man is cheating, right? So all these factors you're saying, because of the bond and everything, it still comes into play that it's the man himself that's cheating that makes these things. So when we say girls what do you think that girls love guys that cheat? It's not like that actually go and cheat that they love. Is that I think the actual thing is that they love guys who have the capability of cheating, not that actually cheats.
I don't even believe that.
You don't believe that? Do you believe that also?
That women, I think that women are more
attracted
to men who are
have the capability.
Desirable.
Desirable. Yeah.
But if you are desirable, that means exactly.
And I said the same thing about that. I said also men are also attracted to girls that are more desirable.
Exactly.
Is that a lie?
That's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
That's
so that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's like for 4 more months, and then did he cheat again? Or then you
It just got really toxic from there. To be honest, it's just the trust.
Okay, now this Uzo, remember we analyzed this part. So I know you guys. I know like we all know what human beings do. Like, but I'm just overanalyzing for the sake of overanalyzing because that's how I am now. So like, let's look at this part where she stops when Pearl is the interviewee. She asks this girl this question, and the girl paused for a second. Like, look, let's analyze this part.
Always the way.
It's like for 4 more months, and then did he cheat again?
Or can you see that pause? Did he cheat again? And she pauses here.
Or then
It just got really toxic from there.
And then she replied. So she thought about, and so in that situation, there are a lot of possibilities, right? When she paused, she could have paused to think about what actually happened. She could have paused to make a lie and justify the lie in her head. So what do you guys think? Like, I'm just
She
putting
paused
it
to
out
think
there.
about what happened for me.
She supposed to think about what happened. Okay, what do you
because
think?
what would she gain if she lies in that situation? Like, it's not like she's trying to win the man back, or except she is. Like, I don't
Okay,
see
but
what
she's
she
pausing
gains
to think
lying.
about what happened, but
Also,
okay,
yeah,
like,
it's society, like I said, like the society, right?
yeah.
She accepted to come on this podcast, meaning she already knew that she's going to be speaking to an audience. So it's possible too that she might be saying something that didn't happen,
That's
so
scripted.
that
Yeah.
So it's possible too. I'm not saying it's not possible.
So there are lots of possibilities, right?
There are
Okay,
lots,
let's
like
leave it open.
that's you just you can't sit down and just decide, man.
Just the trust was lost.
Or and then you
It just got really toxic from there. To be honest,
It's just-
the trust was lost.
She said no, but then she said it went really toxic from there. Like, obviously, this is where we have to take either a person's word for a person's word. I know we have to, obviously, we have to take her word for it, but let's just analyze the situation, right?
Yeah, this situation, I can't lie. This one is a more vivid situation of her trying to not say what society wants, because did he cheat or not was the question. Did he cheat after that?
Exactly.
And she didn't answer the question. She just went ahead and said it just went toxic from there. So
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Why is she saying that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In this situation, she doesn't want to be portrayed or viewed in the light of, oh, so he was cheating and you were still there. You get
Exactly. So that's one. Yeah. So that's basically one possibility to like the society. That's one.
That's one possibility. That's one. And to me, to be honest, this one is more predominant than the other factors, because you could have just answered the question. You get me? You could have just answered the question.
Yes or no. It's like
yes or no. Yeah, but she said it went toxic from there. Let's go on, Sean.
And I was just like,
That's always the way.
if you went through his
And
phone,
then another girl said that's always the way.
would you have told him you went through his phone?
the thing is, so he just kind of like gave me his phone and it was like on open.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like all the messages were right in front of me. That was God. That was God.
Okay, so now let's analyze that. So he just no, exactly. You're saying really was on like. Remember yesterday I was saying like this part is just it's a bit unfortunately we're not children.
That sounds a bit too convenient.
It's a bit too made up. So is she making it up based on the fact that she doesn't want to disclose something more, which is like what I'm thinking. She's making it up because she doesn't want to like or she's making it
jealousy or insecurity or something like that.
Yeah. Exactly. Or she's just making it up because she doesn't want people to, like, obviously. I mean, what do you guys think? I think she's making it up, like, this is my own assumption, because she doesn't want to, like, uncover something. And that thing she doesn't want to uncover is against societal norms or against societal terms. Do you get what I'm saying? So she doesn't want to say he cheated or, like, something. And she's trying to, like, use this thing to cover up for saying, oh, she just saw it straight up. She didn't catch him, but she saw it straight up kind of thing.
Sorry, I just need to say this, like, as we go on, like, the circle goes from TJ to Nonso to me. You get, so that we don't have to always so once TJ speaks, Nonso speak, I speak. Yeah. Alright.
Okay. So I would say honestly, I do think that most likely she did find something on his phone. I think that the part that would most likely be made up would be how she actually got to that situation. So I think if she's making up something, it would be so that she's not seen as like this crazy girlfriend who like unlocked his phone with his face while he was asleep or something like that. Not that she caught him and then she made up the whole phone story. Because the thing is, like, most of the time, even in lies that people tell, there's some elements of truth, and they just build on that elements of truth to make up the lie. So it's too convenient for a person to just leave their phone unlocked, right?
Or just give you the phone
with your messages opened. Like that's too many things.
Yeah.
So also, the conclusion.
No, it's my turn. Like, because it's either that or this boyfriend didn't give two shits. Like, okay, you've seen me. Okay, so now what? Yeah. Okay, now you've seen it. What? Would you leave? Like, would you? Yeah, you get me. It's like the boyfriend was like, she knows this girl is still going to stay regardless. So he was like, bro, see the phone here, and whatever you want to see. Since you're so bent, since you're so bent on looking at my phone, like look at the phone. Like, who cares? Like, I don't care.
So now my other question is, can we all agree that this has a higher probability of being a lie than truth?
Yes.
It's possible.
It's possible. It's a really high probability of being dishonest.
If it's high probability of being dishonest, true, but actually, yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. Because it's just not likely. It's just not likely.
It's not certain.
All right.
So it's like, I don't know. Maybe I would have told him I went for his phone.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, she said maybe she would have told him she went through his phone, but she said he gave her the phone. Anyhow, let's just leave this girl. I don't even know. This one is just two. Now, this girl I'm going to play now is girl I want us to analyze. in terms of the story she's telling and just the way she acts. Like, just I know, like, I'm going too deep, but like, just look at her and everything. Like, just I don't know if there's something there. There's an element or something. But
Gosh, my story's a bit long. I don't know how much time I've got.
so this, I'm going to analyze this girl's story now.
It's okay. So basically, his cheating was never confirmed. He's always denied it. Even though I've got substantial evidence to say that he's cheated on me, he will still deny it.
Okay, so you guys heard that part, right? You guys just keep that part in mind. Yeah, okay.
So at uni, there was.
So she said his cheating was never confirmed, like, and she had evidence. So
like,
now
the evidence is, we need to know what kind of evidence. Is it like she just saw some text? Or
yeah, right. But the fact that she said she had evidence and he never confirmed it, that means she knew that he was cheating, right?
She knew to a degree that
she knew to a certain degree that he might be cheating. Yes, true. But she never actually saw him cheating, but she had evidence. Let's hear it.
3 of us or 4 of us that were friends. There was 3 guys and then me. And then when I broke up with my partner at the time, I was only 19 or something. I started dating him, who was like a friend that obviously I'd known him for about 2 years.
Like homie hopper.
Yeah. Yeah, because me, I like to be connected to your mind. Do you get what I mean? And he was like, obviously fine. I was only 19 or something. I started dating him. He was like a friend that obviously I'd known him for about 2 years.
Like homie hopper. Yeah.
Yeah, because me, I like to be connected to your mind. Do you get what I mean? And he wasn't
like the friend didn't work out. So you're like, ooh, there's his friend.
No. So he was my friend. We were all mutual friends.
He like made it out of the.
He made it out of the friend zone.
Oh, but he was friends with your ex too.
No. He was all. So we were just a uni friends. We were just a bunch of friends. And then,
yes.
When I became single, they all approached me, and I chose him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you're. Okay.
There was no connection with it. Yeah. It was just I was single for the first time, and it was just like, okay, cool. So I was dating him. We were together for about, I'll say, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And in between that, I found a few things, but he would always deny it. Cool. I then moved into a property with one of our mutual friends' girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the guys from the circle, his girlfriend. And me and her lived together.
Mm-hmm.
They then moved in with us because they were meant to get their own property, but it was just like we might as well just like all live in one place. So it was like cool. Everyone used to come to our house. It was like the uni little hotspot. My friend that was dating the girl, he went away. So he went to his country and he was there for some time. And I started noticing a different behaviour in her. Like her pajamas started getting shorter. They started going out at the same time, or they'll try to stay in at the same time. And I thought this is getting a bit awkward. Like, anyway, they then disappeared one day. At the same time, she said she's going to see her mum. He said he's going to see his mum. And we had a group chat. They're not responding on anything, at the same time. So I thought, is it me, or like, is this too much of a coincidence? Anyway, when I asked him, well, I said to him, there's definitely someone she's cheating with because she's, dressing up a bit more. She came home that night and she was talking about like.
Wait, okay. So now this way, why does she said she told him? She told who? Did she tell her friends, her girlfriend's boyfriend, like her friend's boyfriend, or she told her boyfriend?
She what?
Like,
I didn't hear that.
She said she said to him, there's definitely someone she's cheating with.
Okay. She's cheating with.
So let me go back a bit. Just listen to what she says here. Just listen to what she says here.
Is it me, or like, is this too much of a coincidence? Anyway, when I asked him, well, I said to him, there's definitely someone she's cheating with.
Okay, pause. She said the first thing she said there was when I asked him. Then she changed it and said when I said to him, that's her boyfriend, that there's definitely someone that her friend is cheating with. Why would she tell her boyfriend that? Logically.
Because she was something is going on. Man.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like firstly, it's like a subtle warning, but also like she's directly approaching him about it in like a somewhat indirect way before she actually brings it out to the open. Okay. It's like when your parent tells. It's like if a parent tells you, I don't know. I've been seeing meat disappear from the pot. And I'm sure somebody has.
You've been stealing my meat. That's what they're saying, loud and clear.
Yeah. I was just thinking because the way she's, I don't know, the way
parents are gutted at doing that stuff actually.
Yeah, the way she like phrased it was just a bit weird.
That's what my mom was saying. What's smelling in this your room, chi boy? Just say I'm filthy, man. Like what the heck, bro?
Because she's, dressing up a bit more. She came home that night and she was talking about she was talking about some crazy stuff. So I was messaging him like, oh, I think I know, like she's definitely cheating, but I think I know who with. He was like, yeah, try find out. I was like, okay. So obviously, then the next day he disappeared for the whole night. She disappeared for the whole night. So I thought nothing of it. Cool. I went back to the flat alone.
You guys said, let's see how
The
good
week
you are.
later, we had
Inspector
all our
Gadget.
friends come round, and one of her
Holy.
dopey friends came, and she didn't know how to use Just Eat, so she's taken her laptop now to go on Just Eat. As she's gone on to put the postcode in, she obviously doesn't know how to use the laptop, so I said, okay, let me try use it. I've gone to click on the postcode, and it says CR0, and I'm thinking she doesn't have no friends in Croydon. Like, who the hell? Where's she going in Croydon? So I've now memorized the postcode. And I'm like going to him like, yo, give me your phone. I think I know who she's cheating with. And he was like, yeah, try it, like see what you know. So I've now gone and put in the postcode. And before I get there, basically when he came back from his night away, we had a massive argument. He left the house. I went through his pocket and I saw a receipt for Hallmark Hotel, right? So obviously he came back. He explained that he was at his mum's, but he needed some time away from her, so he just booked a hotel for himself. I said, why didn't you tell me? Anyway, yeah, cool, long story short, he needed some time alone. So as I'm now going to put the postcode on his phone, the pin drops at Hallmark Hotel.
Wow. So they were together.
Well, this is it. So straight away in the whole group of friends, I've now confronted her and I said, how the hell do you know Hallmark Hotel? And because he's such a good, prolific liar, he goes, I made her order me food. I said, sorry. And then he's now told me that he's got her to order food because he couldn't trust anyone else to order food because everyone else would have told me he's at the hotel. So long story short, I found out he was cheating with my flatmate.
Did you break up with him?
Okay, now, so that's a good story, right? Like, that's guys, it's top class. We need to learn from him. But now let's kind of like let's now hear her response, and we're going to again come back to the question of they say one thing but they do something else. Remember that thing like of okay, they're saying something but they're doing something else. So now let's hear her response to the question. So she asked like,
yeah, I found out he was cheating with my flatmate.
Did you break up with him?
No, because he convinced me
that it was
that it wasn't.
Did he really?
So this is plausible, like, so you guys agree, right? It's plausible that the fact that she didn't break up with him because she didn't actually catch him in the act. She had a lot of evidence. Yeah, like she didn't catch him in the act. Fair enough. But she had enough evidence. Like for me, that's enough evidence. Is that enough? Is that like a level of enough evidence to break up?
It's enough for some people, but in most cases, like you won't break up when you're not, because you feel there's still this, like, because at the end, did you hear in the start of the when she started giving the story, she said she's still not sure if he cheated on her or not till today. That's what she said, meaning she still broke up with the guy because she was done.
No, she just said now. She just said.
But on the start of when she started, she said she's not sure still till
yeah,
today.
but just now, like, listen to what she just said now. Just listen to what
I know what, I heard what she said, but she can say that, but still she can say that, like, she had what evidence, but she's still not trying to say, like, this is English, like, trust me, this is English. She's not trying to say like she was 100% sure, because from the start of this story she started telling, she clearly said that she still doesn't know up to today whether the guy cheated on her or not, because the guy is a prolific liar. I know, but one thing is certain here, the guy is a beast. One thing is certain.
I said sorry, and then he's now told me that he's got her to order food because he couldn't trust anyone else to order food because everyone else would have told me he's at the hotel. So long story short, I found out he was cheating with my flatmate.
She says she finds out she was cheating, but she says she's not sure.
From the evidence, like she's saying, from the evidence she has, from long story short, but we clearly know that evidence is not enough. If the guy was able to, no, she's saying that long story short because it sounds to them, she's saying that to the audience, like, long story short, anyone will assume the guy cheated. That's what I take from that. Like, that's what
same, okay. Yeah.
Because she's trying to think for the society, so I don't know what that is. Like, she's
okay. I get what you're saying. I go. Yeah. Go.
Like, she's
Go with him.
No, because he convinced me
that it was.
that it wasn't.
Did he really convince?
Okay, now let's analyze it. So she said she.
No, let's play that part where she did he really convince you? I want to hear what she
And
said.
then she
He
said
really
she
does
convinced me. Yeah, she said, did he really? Yeah, because this part I'm
Pretty sure.
confused.
Yeah, I found out he was cheating with my flatmate.
And did you break up with him?
No, because he convinced me
That it was.
that it wasn't.
Did he really come on.
No, he convinced. When I say
That's the question I'll ask as
No,
well.
wait.
Did he really convince you? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want her to speak. What did she say? I want to hear what
Okay,
she
okay,
said.
okay, okay.
You wanted to be convinced.
No. Why I say he convinced me? I called my friend straight away and I said, "Listen, your girlfriend's a cheat. Blah blah blah. This is what's happened." He then spoke to her. Apparently, she showed proof that they were. They called for the food or whatever. So he then convinced me that his girlfriend wasn't cheating on him. He then made me feel bad that I'm even making such a big allegation. I still said, yeah, I'm still moving out. I'm not gonna lie. Like I gave him my notice. So yeah, he convinced me that they didn't do a thing.
So how long did you stay with him after that?
A good 2 more years.
2 more years. And are you?
Shall I tell you the most interesting part?
My boy won.
What made
Guy
you switch?
won.
Like,
Can I ask, like, the fact that anyhow, shall let me just.
Yeah, no, pause. No, this is the best time to pause. Like,
Yeah, it's just
We-
no, like it's just confused. Like the way she's laughing.
we can
like,
we can clearly tell, right?
that he cheated, man. Like,
We can tell he cheated, or we can't tell he clearly cheated. No, we can tell the guy
But-
did some whatever he did something.
yeah,
But
but it's very
we can
obvious
tell
the way
that
she's
this
acting,
girl
and
is
she's
not
smiling.
this girl is not confident in her decision making from the fact that she had so much evidence and was still, because she had this mindset of, she, from what I'm seeing, she came in with the mind, like when she was confronting this guy, she was coming in with the mindset of this guy this guy should convince me he did not cheat, not I'm sure this guy cheated on me. I don't know whether
Exactly.
you see me. You see what I'm
Yeah,
getting?
go ahead.
Which is actually a good mindset, because you can't be 100% correct, right? You can't be 100% right. So
Yeah.
it's a good mindset to come into the conversation, because if she's coming with the mindset of this guy cheated on me, there's no need to have that conversation. Just get out of there. You get me? So to me, I feel it's it's a relationship. So she did her own, because she still got out of the relationship, but she took 2 years. But I don't know why
After
she took
2 years.
2 years is
Almost.
quite. 2 years is quite, like, maybe the guy was that top notch, man. The guy was that top notch. You have to respect that guy, man. Like, my guy was that top notch, man. But yeah, that's my take. Like,
But in terms of back to the point of the the thesis and the conclusion, right? That she says one thing, but she's doing something else. So, for instance, when we ask women, "Do you want your man to cheat on you?" They'll all say no, right? But obviously, she doesn't know if he's cheating. Like, don't get me wrong. But in terms of like real life scenarios, they will still stay even if there's enough evidence or like
And no,
close to enough. But there's no, but it's not like actual
Not even
evidence. Do you get what I'm
not
saying?
even that. I understand what you're saying, but it's like, just because you don't want something doesn't mean you tolerate it. That's the thing. It's kind of like if you ask any parents, do you want your child to grow up to be dirty? Of course they don't. But will you tolerate a dirty child? Most likely you will, to be honest.
Yeah, but even in circumstances when they ask them, would you tolerate, they'll still say no. Like most of
That's the thing.
most
Yeah,
girls.
people will say no, but it's like
Yeah, that's what I'm
tolerance
saying.
is based off of your actions, not off of
Exactly.
your words. So,
Exactly.
like, most people are like that in certain aspects. Like, there's something that you'd ask anyone that they would probably say no to, but if it were to happen in real life, then
Yeah,
they would
no
actually
choice.
just deal with it. And that's because humans are bad predictors of how they would react in situations they've never been in.
that's what I'm saying. Most of these things you're saying is not one-sided. It happens on both ends, of whether guy or woman. Like, it's not a woman thing. Like, most of these things
Yeah, that's
you
actually,
say.
this is a general,
It's
like,
a very
the thing is,
general
it applies
stuff.
differently. It applies
Yeah, I get what you're
differently to
saying.
different genders,
Yeah.
but then it's like, it applies to everyone. Like,
Of
I've
course,
seen
like-
many guys who will say, like, oh, if I was in a war, I would do this, I would do, like, bro, if you were in a war, you'd actually just, like,
You'll do
this
something
person
else.
You
is-
died there, man.
like,
Okay, but okay, I get what you guys are saying. I get what you guys are saying. And I totally agree. Like my I have another like point. It's just because like in most cases, right? In most cases of when it's like if you say something, but in most cases, for instance, for guys and girls, like this is the difference. Like for us guys, like we'll say something, right? Like we'll say it how it is. Do you get what I'm saying? But like in terms of like, yeah, for the other on the
Not
other
really,
side,
though, but carry on. Because
Like, okay, let me give you an example.
guys lie a lot, like to girls, right? So
Yeah,
if they
obviously,
really
to
say
get
it how
laid,
it
lying
is,
to
like
women is
that
different.
that
Lying
doesn't
to
really
women
Lying
that's
to women is different, Uzom. That's to get laid. Like
that's
it's
that's not
it's to get laid,
different.
bro.
That's not
It is,
different.
bro.
That's
Uzom,
not
Uzom,
different.
it is, bro.
There's a difference between a lie that you know is
Bro.
a lie and a lie
And
that you
so,
genuinely think that this is true.
yeah.
Like if I tell
Yeah,
someone
yeah. There's a
something to
difference between
manipulate them, then I know that I'm lying. But then these people say things and they
Okay,
think
yeah. I
that's
see what you're saying.
true.
Okay, that's my
Exactly.
bad. I didn't get that. That was the talk. That was my bad. That was my bad. I was just saying,
So,
like, the truth. And,
all my points again. Yeah. Anyways, let's just carry on. Let's just finish.
Convinced to not convinced.
I was never fully not convinced.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, so I still had
you
my
said
doubts.
he convinced you.
Yeah, he tried convincing me.
Yeesh.
So obviously I still stayed there.
So okay, this is where I'm a little confused. you were convinced or you were not convinced?
I was still like,
because I thought you maybe found more evidence later.
No, I found more evidence later.
Oh, okay.
I definitely found more evidence, so I know that he
Okay.
definitely did, but he still would deny it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if you know someone did, that's based on your assumptions, basically.
Mm-hmm. And evidence.
And evidence. It's not based on the facts.
Yeah.
What was the interesting?
So what was interesting is, so a couple of years later now, university has
the way
happened.
she's saying she knows is like she knows. Do you get what I'm saying? And this way,
even the way she's saying she knows is like there's a level of uncertainty you can hear.
Exactly.
yeah, she
And
needs
that-
this guy for something else, man. Like,
Yes.
there's something she wanted from this dude that she
That's what I'm
didn't-
saying. That she knows,
because
like,
if
she-
it was someone that had no value, she would easily
have
let
left
go
him,
of that
bro.
guy. You get me? So
Easily.
I'm not saying because people want to put this pin and say, oh, she's staying because the guy is cheating. No, she might not be. She
No.
might be staying
No,
because this guy might be
definitely.
paying her school fees. She might be the guy.
No,
might be
no
paying,
one ever saw she's speaking before she's cheating. No.
No, people say
No.
women like no. You said something about like they like.
No.
men that cheat.
What
did you say?
No, like no. I'm not saying that she's staying because the guy is cheating. Like because he's cheating, she'll stay. I never said
You
that.
said
so.
like women like men that cheat. You said something around
That
that.
are desirable. They have the capability.
No. So was the one that said desirable when you asked him.
No, I said desirable, guy. I
Alright.
said desirable yesterday. I said women like prefer guys who have
That have the capability to cheat. You said that.
Yes. And that stems from the fact that they are desirable.
Of course, but why are we using English? I'm just saying what you said.
Exactly. But I'm telling you
what you said. You said
it's the same thing, my
what
guy.
to
The way
make
you
somebody
think of it.
desirable. What to make somebody desirable? Is it not looks, money, or
Obviously.
whatever? Like
But
we
what
know
I'm saying
that. We know
Yeah.
we know
But
that.
what I'm saying is that they have the
But-
capability of. Do you understand?
But there's that's what I was trying to differentiate there. That there is a clear difference between women wanting someone that is desirable than women wanting someone that clearly will cheat on them. There's a clear difference. They are not the same thing. But people bracket it under this premise. It's not. It's
I
not
see what
one
you're
thing.
saying. I see what you're saying.
You
Yeah, I see what you're
get.
saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
She was a bitch on graduation. Cool. We've all, me and my friend, we broke up because he felt like I broke up the friendship. Cool. Then a couple of years later, I was at home. We were living together, and then I was going through. I was on laptop and we used to download.
Actually, I just thought about something in terms of what you said. Yeah. These are another points I want us to like have a conversation about. So, you guys have heard of hypergamy, and you guys know what hypergamy is.
I beg to find
you know,
out.
like,
Look, I'm not
So
sure.
hypergamy is basically marrying someone of a higher or of the same or higher socioeconomic class than you, right? So for instance, like women want men that make the same money as they do or even more, like the same or more. They won't go down below that. So it's the same or above. So we know hypergamy, and we know hypergamy basically means like 20% of women, 20% of men, especially in the West,
Sleep with 80% for
sleep
women.
with 80% of women, right? We know that, right?
Mm.
So, and women know this as well. It's not just men that know this, women know this, right? So, for women to know this, right, and still go for that 20% of men, and they are well aware that the 20% of men have a plethora of options, right?
Yeah.
What does that say? Like, what do you guys think? I just
Okay.
want to. What do you guys think
Yeah,
about that?
Okay.
So you know the other. So go.
Yeah. So I think on one hand, it does say that just at least biologically, women are not necessarily opposed to the idea of being with a man who is of high status and high value that has multiple partners. And this is something you see across societies. Like most societies have had like allowances for a man who has power or a man who has wealth to marry multiple women, for example. But I think also sometimes women go into those situations quite naively, to be honest, because of a
Thank you
lot of
very much. That's
ideas.
exactly what I wanted to say.
Like, you have women who go for this like top 1% guy, and they're like, oh, he's going to be loyal to me, and my knight in shining armor is going to save me, and he's only going to look at me or desire me. It's like, no. And women are especially susceptible to that because they are
Yeah.
very influenceable, and they tend to be very childish intellectually. So it's a lot easier for them to believe in fantasies like that. That you meet like this guy who's desired by every other woman, but for some reason he's only going to stay with you. Like, why? You actually don't have that much to offer to this guy, to be frank. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's on?
I agree totally.
Agreed, yeah.
In fact, that is
Okay.
exactly what I would
You know, like we had like
have said. So yeah, basically the same thing with us. So because they want what is good. Nobody wants nobody will go for a poor guy. Nobody go for an ugly guy. As sad as that sound, they would go for what attracts them. Like that is just the truth. They will go for what attracts them. But the question is, do you know what your you know this is what you want? Do you know what you want? Like, do you know what that comes? Do you know the full package? Because what they are seeing is the facial. They are seeing the
But
facial.
what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that if you know, say for instance, like you know the full
They
thing.
don't.
Hold on. Most people don't. But say for
They
instance,
don't.
I'm giving you a scenario where you do. I know they don't. I'm asking you. I'm giving
So
you a
we're
scenario
working with the
where
minority now.
No, I'm not working because nowadays, right? Nowadays,
Mhm.
most women are like educated.
Nah, it's just
and,
the
like,
Western world, man. Like, it's
No.
not most women. In
Most
fact,
of
it's just Miami,
most
man.
people- most people
It's
don't.
just Miami. Most
Genuinely.
women don't know.
Okay,
Most
but
women
I'm
don't
just saying
realize.
in cases of the women that know, for instance, say the women that know,
Mhm.
what would you say there?
The
for them?
women that go and check out the
They're
women
willing
that know.
to
They don't
accept-
stay in
they're willing to
relationships.
accept compromise.
They don't stay in
That's the thing,
relationships,
they're willing
or
to-
they are ready to settle for that stuff. Like, they are ready.
Exactly.
Like, they're
There's
ready to
actually a
settle
lot
for
of
that.
women who are okay
But
with
this-
their partner having like multiple female partners. Like that's something people don't realize.
Yeah.
So like some of them just accept it. It's like, okay, it's part of life.
Yeah, but this woman right here, is clear she doesn't want that type of relationship, but she was expecting this
That's the thing.
guy.
And-
She was expecting this guy to be this king that would not go around and do all this
Exactly.
stuff.
And,
You
and the
get
thing is, like, especially if this guy was a very desirable guy, to be very honest, the woman herself is not necessarily like, the top specimen.
Exactly.
So, like, if this guy is. If
Exactly.
this guy is very desirable, then of course he's going to like.
So she
compete
wanted
with
to
other
like
women.
at least take what she could take from the guy.
Yeah,
And,
okay.
so like the price of saying, "Oh, that's my girl," I think it was also one of the
And honestly, genuinely, with the way that she's been acting, I think that if the guy had been upfront about his,
She might even
like,
allow.
sleeping with other women, she might have actually accepted it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, honestly. So
Because basically she
yeah.
accepted
But
it,
yes,
just
so-
not like openly. In fact, she might
Yeah.
not have said the whole truth here, man. You never know.
You never know, man. But based on
For you to stay with him for another
Cool.
2 years. If this was
Then a
constant.
couple of years later, I was at home. We were living together, and then I was going through. I was on laptop, and we used to download. Like we had LimeWire or whatever then, so we used to download shows. And as I was going on a show to watch, the profile a folder came up, and it said please insert USB. And her name was a show that we used to watch. So I won't say the show because obviously it disclose who she is. But she had. So I thought it's the show that he was watching, right? It was on his recently viewed. So I've gone to click it and it says, oh, please insert the USB. So he used to always have USB on his keys. So I've now inserted the first one and it wasn't showing. So I inserted the second one and it came up with a folder and it had all her pictures.
Oh, wow.
So I've now gone onto my computer to go see what else is on there. And there was no folders, like no files. And I was like, this
Oh,
is
yeah,
so
like an
confusing. And
archive.
I'm not tech
Yeah,
savvy.
it's actually
Like, I
crazy.
don't
Our
do
boy
technology.
is a computer
So I had to now
guru.
go on Google,
Holy.
find how to unhide folders. I've gone to unhide folders, and there was about 60 folders of girls' pictures that he must have been chatting to over the time, and he was saving them.
Oh, wow. Wait, so.
W man right there.
He just had a file
The
of all
white
the
bank, innit?
Oh, were they like
I had-
naked?
explicit, yeah, whatever,
Oh,
whatever
wow.
I
folders
was
he had.
raising
Like,
chicks,
So
literally.
when?
Then he had
So
his own-
when was
he had
that?
his own
That was.
server.
that was the
Guys,
end of my
poetry.
relationship.
Okay, then it
Guys, they're
actually
moving
ended.
poetry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Holy.
Yeah.
So it was
Then I
just-
found out that he was actually then cheating on me with his ex.
Oh,
So that's
also.
when everything-
How many
Okay, so
girls?
how did she find out? Because you know the way she said she found out that he was cheating on her with his ex.
He probably. Well, I would
She
assume that he
just
had
for-
like pictures of her or something like that.
Yeah, but is that enough evidence
No,
for?
no, no.
Like,
Of course,
what
like you can clearly
No,
tell
it
from the
isn't.
kind of girl she is. She kept on looking for evidence upon going
evidence?
into stuff like this. Kind of, honestly speaking, I won't even blame the guy because, of course, both parties are to be blamed here. But this kind of girl is sounding like this type of girl that just to me, to be honest, like trust till you've seen, like just trust, especially only if
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
trust.
Because she said she knew.
You
What she
get?
said just now is that she knew. Did she see?
She's always looking for something
She
to
said she saw pictures, she
you
saw
know.
text messages, but did she actually see the acts?
Once
That's my point.
suspense, once you introduce all these suspense and all these like suspicious tendencies into your relationship, you're probably going to destroy it at the end of the day. And yeah, I know this guy is cheating, but if she went on with the mindset of she will do her best and hope the guy does his best, and if she sees a red flag, she will stand out and stomp on it once
That's
and
the
for all.
thing. Yeah.
She would have easily left that relationship once she knew the guy was
Earlier.
cheating.
That's
Yeah.
because the thing is like it's almost like she was in this mental state where she knew what was happening, but then for whatever reason, maybe emotional connection, maybe like I don't know the advantages
maybe
that the
she's
guy
just
brought.
cooking up
She kept on
something,
trying to
you know.
she kept on trying to
Excuses.
convince herself
Yeah,
that okay,
yeah.
this is true, therefore I'm justified, which is like that's a pattern you see usually in abusive relationships. But I mean, in this case, it's just very strange.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just finish. She's going to finish now, then we'll move on to another question.
Total.
A lot. I still wouldn't. He'll still deny it, but
What did you with the wait? So wait, let me get this straight. How can you deny it? So you found a picture, like a whole folder of naked girls.
multiple pictures,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even just naked. The some might have been just
Okay.
innocent ones,
Right,
but
right.
it was a part of his collection.
And he said that this is nothing.
Yeah, he told me that she only, like the girl, the flatmate, only sent him pictures because he was giving her advice on what to wear. I was like, what, you got Kwan? Like, what do you mean you're advising her? But yeah, it was obviously, he tried lying as much as he could.
Okay, and then that was the end of the relationship. for
Yeah,
4
then
years.
yeah.
Okay.
I can't even compute.
Okay, so that's the end of that, man. But anyways, man, that was some good analysis there, guys. Like, I mean, yeah, that was a lot, man. That was a lot, a lot.
That last girl.
No, that girl is.
The fact that she was just convincing herself, man, that means
She
really,
wanted more from that thing.
She wanted
than the
something,
guy
yeah.
wanted. Yeah.
So that was, I think we covered everything. We said everything we wanted. We covered the sex ed share and stuff.
Yeah. So quite the podcast we had there, man. I think we came to some really good conclusions on like almost everything we touched on, and everybody had good takes, and we tried to be as much what do you call it, unbiased with our claims. And I like the way everyone was just thinking from different angles, because most of this, the reason why like society is just deteriorating these days is because everybody's selfish, man. Nobody wants to look at it from another point of view, and they just they think life is just about them. Because if you're talking about the abortion topic, like if you're thinking about how you be viewed as, how your child will be, how you be viewed as, how your there's so many things. If you take different angles and make way better, like take way more time before you make or jump into situations, you will not be caught in that kind of shabby situation of should I kill this child or not. Like you should not be there, man. You should not be there.
So from what we've discussed, if both of you or like three of us accidentally get like a woman pregnant,
there's no accident there.
No, hold on.
Intentional, my guy. It's going to be intentional. There's no.
But there might be. Oh no.
There's no accident anywhere there. For me,
Just to say that she fell down. She fell down from stairs.
Who is that?
Landed on you or what? I don't understand. Like,
But yeah, I think we've come to conclusions. So
yeah. So yeah, man, bro. No, so I appreciate the time, man. I appreciate the time. And
No, so thanks
Eric
for your
was here
time, man.
earlier, man. Eric, if you're on the stream, which I doubt you are, God bless, man. TJ, so of course, man, our Twitch host. the one dropping in the
Alright,
questions
the best.
and trying to make this whole thing sensible as best as we can. This is a very new thing, guys. So we are very new to the whole this thing. In case you guys are wondering why we're always like kind of bringing up topics when we've not answered some topics, and the coordination is very new. We'll get used to it with time. So we just at least have to start somewhere. So with time, we would even be able to come together and sit down on one whole desk and do this thing like some Andrew Tate, the vibes, boys. But
We'll pop off.
man. But yeah, with that being said, this is the end of this podcast, and
Yeah, we were supposed to. Yeah, we wanted to like have some girls in today and stuff, but we couldn't. But maybe next time,
next time
and get some opinions from the other side,
from the other side, so it can be balanced. Like it's always
balance the equation.
it's always a good take that way. So, and also if you know people that are interested, man, bro, you're part of the clique now, man. You're part of us.
Hey, you guys said I'm part of
You're part of the. Ifena was meant to be here, but Ifena guy is and Halloween.
Ifena, which one? You mean
Ifena and Alaye now.
Oh, no, that boy.
The boy na Halloween.
That guy has been scanty online.
Halloween boy, but yeah, man, that's the end of this podcast. So I'll be ending my stream, guys. So yeah, I'm still on Discord, but I'm just ending the stream. All right, boys on the stream. See you guys in the next one.
What time is it? 10:45. I'm going to sleep.